How's it going, everyone? And welcome back to Adaptable Survival. Know I've been gone for a hot minute, but in today's episode, let's check out a budget military canteen kit. Now, canteen kits aren't anything new. They've been used for decades, if not centuries, in some form or fashion. So what I started getting the idea from this I seen a couple of people posting about military surplus. My buddy Sean from Corporate Corner, my buddy Blackie from Blackie Outdoors. I'll throw links down to their channels below. Check them out. But when I started looking at military surplus, that's the gear that I started using when I started getting into survival, getting into the outdoors. Number one, it's cheap, it's affordable, generally, or at least when I started getting into it, what, that'd have been 15 years ago or so. And over time, the prices have kind of gone up with everything else. So it's no different there. But I wanted to put together a pretty affordable kit that is an all-in-one kit that you can take out into the woods with you, day hike, going for a quick scout, anything like that. I threw this together, so let's dive into it now. So I just got us a nice little top-down view so I can go through the kit, lay out everything on the side here. Now, first off the bat, you can see that I have this in an old Molly 2 canteen pouch, pocket, whatever you want to call it. You can find these fairly cheap. Depends on the condition. When I bought this one, I think maybe I spent $5, $10, maybe $15 at the most for this one, and it's in fairly good shape considering how old it is. I mean, this is from the 90s, so it's still in somewhat good shape here. But you can see that I attach a strap here. And now this ain't nothing new. This ain't no new modification. You can attach a strap to just about anything. But there's just a little piece of, looks like paracord that they have stitched in here. And I just clipped this strap on there. This strap, I literally have no idea where I got this strap from. I just found it laying around amongst all my other gear. Attach it on here. Good to go. So that takes care of our carrying case. Now you can get various modern versions of this or more traditional styled versions of this. I know Duluth Pack sells one, amongst other sellers out there. But we're talking about budget military gear here, so pick up one of these, let's say $15. Now, before we hop into the two outside pouches, we'll take a look at the canteen itself in the cup that I have inside here. So off the bat, I don't have this full. I have other water in my pack, but this is just an Nalgene Oasis canteen. Now I know what you're gonna say. Hey, that's a plastic bottle. Why are you carrying that? All the survival experts and bushcraft gods out there say, hey, carry metal canteens. Well, in my opinion, if you at least have one metal canteen, whether that's titanium, stainless steel, aluminum, what have you, you can get away with carrying a plastic canteen or bottle. So I'm not too hung up on carrying all metal containers. This Oasis canteen, I think, cost me $15-20 off of Amazon. Actually, I think I bought that from Cabela's a couple years back. But regardless, you can find it for about $15-20. Now, the canteen cup that I have in here, now I apologize, I don't remember the exact brand name of this, but this is just one I bought off of Amazon. Now, got some crap floating around in there. Now, you can get military surplus canteen cups. Other brands out there sell canteen cups. Dealer's choice. But for our purposes with going with budget, I hopped on Amazon, see what I could find, and I was able to find this one here. What came with that was just your standard canteen cup lid. And obviously, I haven't used this. In all transparency, just picked this up for this video and had that idea floating around, so I was like, well, I don't have a stainless steel canteen cup anymore. I just have a couple of titanium ones, so let me pick up a stainless steel one off Amazon, just so I can give you some reference points online. But what I like about this lid is when you click it on, it'll actually stay connected and won't fall off. Some of the old military canteen cups that I've used, the lid, when you go to put it on there, it's fumbling around and falling off and just kind of a real pain. This one stays nice and tight, and then you have a metal D-ring at the top, so you can take it off the fire, what have you. You can get these handles to lock in place, so I don't need anything overly built. This will work perfectly fine for boiling my water, for coffee, for, you know, I'm in that survival situation and I need to boil my water. I can boil, dump, and then boil again, drink that, and then have water in reserve if I'm moving. That'll take care of all the contents of that main pocket there. Now when we get to these side pockets, you can kind of see what I have going on here. I have containers to address any hydration needs that may come up. In this pocket, first thing I'll have is an SAK. So this is the Victorinox, I think this is the Huntsman. I've taught, I don't know how many classes just using this, maybe a belt knife from here and there, but for keeping this kit nice and compact, something that, you know, you can take anywhere with you, this will work perfectly. I have a nice big blade on there. There's a smaller blade on here, as well as a saw, toothpick, tweezers, whole bunch of goodies to help you out in the wild. Then I just have a package of these Tinder Quicks. I'll try to get the sun out of here so it's not blowing out the picture. But I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have like 11 of these in this small little baggie. I bought a bag of these of like 50 or 100 of them for like 10 or 15 bucks off of Amazon. Work perfectly fine. Even if I have to use 2, I can make that work. And then I got a little mini Bic lighter. Now you might be asking yourself, well, every survival book I've read says to carry a ferro rod with you. And ferro rods definitely have their place amongst your kit. But Bic lighters we can get anywhere. If you're trying to source this from stuff in your area, if you're going to gun shows, rummage sales, things like that, these are all things you can find in some form or fashion relatively locally. And I know with this Bic lighter, when I flick it, it's going to produce flame, and I can start my Tinder Quicks, start a fire, or if I have a natural tinder source, I can start those as well. That'll be it for that pocket. And then this pocket, I just jammed in a bunch of, well, 2 different miscellaneous hanks of number 36 bank line. I like carrying the bank line as expendable cordage because you can break it down and have more, or you can keep it in the bigger strands if you need that strength for building shelters, for building a bow drill kit, anything like that. You have that available resource. Now we're looking at this kit. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 elements for survival in here. You might be asking yourself, wait a minute, if you're going to carry cordage, what kind of cover are you going to have? So for the last piece of this budget military kit, I just bought a no-name poncho off of Amazon. I think this thing cost me 20 bucks. Now, you could source an actual USGI poncho, but those are becoming more and more scarce to buy. And when you do find them on the aftermarket, like eBay, Facebook groups, things like that, people are charging a ridiculous amount for them. I mean, I've seen them sell for 40, 45 bucks, all the way up to over $100. Now, I know a lot of military units are kind of going away from issuing ponchos. They're going in instead of with like a field tarp. If you've ever seen like a Marine Corps field tarp, they double that as a poncho. Now, unless I can find an actual source to find a stable source of USGI ponchos that aren't going to cost a mint, these cheap Chinese made ponchos are going to work well enough. I got this in like a knockoff multicam. It's plenty big enough for me, big enough to cover my pack. If I need an emergency shelter, I can set this up using that bank line. I have a way to start fire, and I have a way to boil water with the canteen cup and then store it in my canteen. So simple enough. Pack everything back up. I can throw my canteen kit on, start hiking. I can throw my poncho in my cargo pocket. That's out of the way, and I can get to it if I need to. I can put other items like my Victorinox or my Swiss Army knife. I can put it in my pocket, put my lighter in my pocket. That way I'm dispersing everything and it's not just all wrapped up in this kit. You can see you can get a lot for your money if you do a little searching around online, go to local gun shows, garage sales, things like that. You can piece together a really capable kit for not a lot of money. Think the pouch, let's say it cost me 15 bucks, canteen cup 15, Nalgene 15, that's about 45 bucks. Add on another 40 for the Swiss Army knife. Bic lighter is going to cost you like 2 bucks. Tinders, if you want to get some or not. A roll bank line is going to cost you like 10 bucks. So right around $90 or so, you can get a full kit that you can carry around with you if you were buying these all off of Amazon. Now, if you search around, you could definitely probably get these a little bit cheaper, but that's going to take some work. So do what makes more sense to you. I will throw links down to my Amazon store so you can check these things out. If anything you've seen you want to get for your kit or sounds like something that would be useful for you, my opinion with the links I provide down below has never changed. If you buy something through them, awesome. If you don't, no big deal. I'm not here to push gear and sell gear. I try to make those links convenient for you to find that stuff so you can check it out, say, hey, this looks interesting. Let me read more about it. Let me learn more about it. Because at the end of the day, that's what's more important for me, is educating you to find the right gear to get you outdoors. Now, kits like this, you can search them online. You'll find hundreds of them, if not thousands at this point. But I like doing things like this because it's a good thought experiment to get you to think, all right, what do I really need to stay alive and get home? With these 5 things, 5 categories really, with that cover, container, fire, cutting tool, and the cordage, as I got a chipmunk sneak up on me, trying to get me all John Rambo style. Those 5 elements really are all I need to sustain myself for a couple of days till I get out of my situation or I'm rescued from that situation. If you think, hey, I can't make it with that gear, you might want to reassess your situation, your skill level, and try and get yourself to a level where you're proficient with just these items. I know for certain that I could go just about anywhere, depending on season, and get by with these for at least a few days. More long-term, gonna start running into some issues because the cordage will start to limit, but then that's when we supplement that with cordage off the landscape, which is a whole nother realm we're not going to talk about in today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, hit like, share, and subscribe. That helps get more people involved in our community that we're building here, helps bring all of our knowledge together so we can learn from each other and grow with each other. As always, this has been Paul with Adaptable Survival. No, I've been on a little bit of hiatus, but we're back and grinding now. Stick with me. We'll get some more videos out here soon. Appreciate all the support.